Two great topics on the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show today, and plus giving away 2 Hormone Connection books. We'll see you in just a few minutes. And we are live here at the studio in Green Bay at the Wellness Way. It is a beautiful Tuesday here, and I hope it is by you as well. Joined once again on the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show by my best friend and partner in crime, as we call ourselves, the dynamic duo, the one and only Hormone Whisperer, also known as Dr. Patrick Flynn, the man who can speak to your hormones better than anybody that I've ever seen on this world. As if there's other worlds that I've been on.
I was going to say, what parallel universe you living in?
Dr. Patrick Flynn, my brother, how are you today?
Oh, we are doing absolutely amazing. And
yes,
as we get closer to our Traverse City seminar, it gets harder to focus.
What?
It gets hard.
Traverse City. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be an amazing event. I love this because it's really what gets us the ability to really define the us, we are culture that we live in and work in, because all of our doctors from across the United States, as well as the staff, come in to Traverse City for a 2-day exclusive training event on personal growth and development, as well as
clinical.
And by far, from what we've heard from a lot of the doctors that are a part of our organization, it is by far one of the best conferences that they've ever been to.
Yeah, because it's all about them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about them. It's all about pouring into them in every aspect of their life to make them better.
Yes, if anything, we talk about, how to develop yourself. Absolutely, how to develop your practice. I mean, not necessarily how to grow your practice, because we know that there are a lot of schemes out there.
Grow your practice. Guess what? Get the best clinical results. You will grow beyond. Trust me, I wish the Green Bay office got so big because I was so darn good looking.
Well, I'm sure it's part of the equation.
No, it got so big because the results, especially because my focus is always women. Guess what happened?
Yes.
Women talk to everybody. Do you understand? It's the stuff that they tell other women, it's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like they will talk about every discharge, every boob tenderness, everything on the planet. No guy walks up to another guy and says, "Hey man, I can't get a boner." Yeah, Nancy.
No, they don't want to.
Nancy's like,
that's like, what's wrong with you?
Raw and
I've had
unscripted,
17 of them so far.
That's right. It's like, and that's just the last 3 minutes. And we wonder why people still watch the show.
It is so true. We've always looked at, our audience, and we've kind of narrowed it down. And I guess it's not really narrowing, but our audience is 25 to 65-year-old women.
Yes.
The biggest, advocates for health are women in their home.
Yes.
It's not the men saying, well, honey, I think we should go to the wellness way. Honey, I think we should change our diet. It, by far, is the women. And it normally starts with possibly themselves and maybe even the children.
Yes. Well, the majority of time is, and this is what happens, and I kind of caught what our topic's going to be today that way.
Yes.
And something and as you know, this is a personal issue for me.
As it is for me.
And so the question is going to be great, and you've experienced it. We don't experience it more, but it's going to be exciting about that question. But the idea is this, is women are getting sicker.
Yes,
so women are getting frustrated. I actually, no joke, as we were sitting there popping up and just talking before, as we're doing mic checks, I popped up some of my email questions that even came up, and a PCOS question came up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, which we talked about way back, almost probably a year.
Yeah, now I got another one that way. It's like, so it's kind of funny. It's like, and once again, it's like, no, this is probably for a different time that way, but once again, conceiving problems.
Yes.
Do you understand? And it's like, and she's, once again, 37 years old, and they're still struggling to have a baby. And stuff.
And so, like you said, it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
It's getting worse. Yeah. It's getting worse. The emails are coming. I literally walked over to Nicole to see Nicole. As you know, Nicole has, once again, I tell people, we have hormone whisperers all over the country.
All over.
Every doctor in the Wellness Way is a hormone whisperer.
Yes.
But the idea is this, is like, Nicole came to me, and she's kind of became my right-hand protege here in the Green Bay office that way, it came to hormone stuff that way. Even though Greg and Jason and Mitch and Jesse, all these people, and Dr. Zach and Al, they can all easily do everything that everybody does. So we all do the same thing. But Nicole, just in her language, really loves fertility because she came from being an OB nurse that way. And I really walked in and she goes, "Doc, I can't keep up with the amount of emails of new people reaching out to me." I said, "Exactly. That's sad." See, really people think we'd be excited. Yep. No, that's sad, because by the time they get to talks like us or let's say
they're sick.
Montana office or California office and stuff like that, they've already been through. Like this one right here. She's already taking Clomid like crazy. That means we are the last result.
Yep.
The last
Resort.
resort.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying? And so that's why it's like, once again, so as Nicole is going through the oodles of emails, she's not like excited, she's heartbroken.
Yeah.
Excited they reached out to her for help, but heartbroken that they even gotten that
And
far.
it's taken so long to reach out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly, because we're talking years. This person,
Yeah.
I guarantee, didn't email it till years later.
And I think that's, when you watch the show with us, and once again, thank you for joining us on
Thank you
Tuesdays.
for always
Thank you
joining
for liking and sharing.
Because we have fun and we say some
We
things
do.
that really, and the cool thing is, it's raw.
It is
It's
raw,
not
but
planned.
that's what makes this so, I think, brilliant in its own right. Because part of the things, like you say, are the docs frustrated? Are they saddened? Do they shake their head by seeing people use the Wellness Way as the last resort?
Yep.
Absolutely. And part of the times when you see the passion coming from this platform, it's because of that.
Yes.
We want people to take the information that is coming from this very platform and actually act on it.
Yes.
Don't wait. Don't wait and see if maybe your doctor's got, a new approach or a new, form of testing. Actually put into motion what it is that you and all of the offices are putting out there in regards to getting the clinical results
I got
you
something
want.
to say on that.
What's
I'm
that?
happy you brought this up. I literally have people on a regular basis say, Doc, how do I respond to my doctor when he says this? And he's very assertive and very mean about that. Guys, understand this. They don't own you.
Yeah.
You are not a slave. Slavery was abolished. Guess what happens? You are a consumer. The doctor has to deliver the goods. We don't think of it that way.
No, they don't.
Do you see
That's
what I'm
really
saying?
good. They have to deliver the goods, but what if they don't? They
Then
still go
fire
along.
'em.
But they still go along with it, hook, line,
They
and
still,
sinker.
because they act like they know what they're talking about, the doctors.
Do you think
And
it's
then we
fear?
Well, once again, no. This perpetuated when they put the doctor white coat meat cutter jacket on, they automatically are infallible.
Yeah.
You understand? It's like, and that's the worst part about it. I'm like, man, do you know how many doctors I can recently tell you? I've been emailing a recent medical doctor in the area that way. She's frustrated all to hell. Not because, for example, of what's happening. She's just getting no results with medicine.
Yes.
And she's like, these people are coming in ticked, but then she has to play like the authority card. I said, well, you got to play the authority card because your form of care sucks.
Do you know what's really interesting? Just what you just said here. I think that we've even said this in the church. When a pastor all of a sudden uses the word hell or something like, people are probably more irritated in the fact that you just swore than they are with not getting the clinical results that their doctors are promising to give them.
Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm serious.
I
People
don't
get
care.
jacked up over the crazy. Oh, I can't believe you just swore. Well, really, I can't believe for 25 years you've been going to the same doctor and getting what in return?
Horrible results.
Horrible results.
Yeah, but if I say hell and some of that, they're all freaked out.
Yes.
It's like, listen, check your medication.
Check your medication.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
It's just a crazy day and age that we live in. But like you said, across the board,
Yep.
especially with the advancements that we have in medicine, people shouldn't be as sick as they are. But it continues to get worse on
because
every
the,
level.
The thinking is wrong.
Yep.
And people say, oh, doc, that's arrogant. Okay, let's look at the stats. I do this all the time. Heart disease, cancer, PCOS, endometriosis, infertility, diabetes, weight, all-time
high.
All-time high. The thinking has to change. And once again, when you try to change people's thinking, they get downright mad.
Well, it's because then you're telling them that they're flat out wrong and that they've bought into a lie for so long and they would rather
Yeah.
be right than potentially wrong. But then
Yep.
possibly a new course of action, what brings about health? Why not? Who
Sure.
cares? What
Until,
about
but happens
pride?
this, until people get sick enough, then they're
Yeah,
finally like,
that's exactly
I'm done.
it.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this person that, and actually I just realized this person's local. It's even better. Not that I don't care about people that are
Right,
from distance
exactly.
that way.
Yeah,
But it's kind of, I was like when I can meet somebody and shake their hand, even though 3/4 of patients I ever took care of across the world, actually I've never physically met.
Yes.
Talk to them. They're like family, but guess what? I still physically never met them.
Right.
So, don't we have questions today?
We do have a couple questions
Wait,
today.
let's do this.
All right.
I do have this though, because we are giving away the book that's just selling like hotcakes, and we doesn't even launch till September 28th.
That's right.
Remember that, my anniversary date, September 28th. But all the pre-sales go on.
Now,
once
was
again, to
that
make us-
planned?
What's that?
September 28th?
Yes, it was.
Okay, I was just going to say.
Brianna asked me, I said, our CEO asked me, said, listen, when do you want to do it in September? I said, my anniversary is September 28th.
Sweet.
Okay.
By the way,
Christy and
a
I
big shout out to Brianna and Wes.
Wes.
Brianna just what?
had her baby boy.
That's right.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
That is
She just had her
awesome.
baby boy and stuff, and it's kind of awesome because I still remember hanging out with her mother in high school, and now a CEO of my company who actually went to school. I went to school with her mother,
That's
and
awesome.
I'm not that old. But speaking of that, for some reason, something happens in August that if somebody can remember the date of my birthday, okay?
The first person
that can remember the date of my birthday and put it in the comments below that way.
Which means that
what
we have
we're
to
going
have
to do
them-
is this, though, because some of these people know me quite well. We're going to take the top 5 people that actually put it, my birthday,
responding first.
in
Yep,
the
top
thing.
5.
First 5 that respond. Nancy and Brandon sit behind the camera that way. And I mean, no, actually not behind the camera, behind all the controls that way. I actually are going to pull a drawing, and by the end you're going to tell me we're going to see which one did it. So first person that remembers my birthday, and actually the first 5 is going to go in a drawing. By the end of the show, we're going to pull it, and guess what? Because my birthday happens sometime this month.
Sometimes this month, and it truly, you are older than I am.
By what? 2 months.
I'm still saying, man.
2 months.
Dude, I've got Supreme Rule in my home, and it's
I'm 4
only
months
about
than
5
Jason.
days. I can feel it's like this. Supreme Rule in my home, he's like, we're in the church, you're supposed to respect your elders.
Yes.
I'm older by 5 days, and therefore I'm also the man, which means that I'm the head of the household in a degree. Maybe I don't know, but so I got Supreme Rule.
That's right. Well, it means. Actually,
That doesn't get me anywhere.
That's kind of funny. Well, I'm older than Ross, and I'm the man in this relationship, so I got Supreme Rule.
Big spoon, little spoon.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, man.
my
What do we got for
gosh.
questions?
All right, so what we had came in, it's based off, I think, of some kind of, once again, flawed information that is
Okay.
going out, via commercials. And, even looking online today, people
Okay.
can go on. I just love the topic. I like the fact that you can go online and you can take quizzes to
Okay.
see if not your symptoms are going to potentially diagnose you. But here it is, Doc, I've been seeing a commercial about endometriosis and how about 1 out of 10 women have it.
Yes.
What would you recommend, and what are your thoughts?
Yes. Well, don't we have the commercial? Nancy just pointed. She said, "I got it."
All right,
so
ladies
let's
and gentlemen.
play it. So Nancy,
Here
why
we
don't you
go.
play that commercial live?
Seems to be the problem.
Just some cramps.
Hold on.
Say it's like stabbing knives. Sometimes I have to call in sick.
Any pelvic pain?
Kinda. Say it's like something's hammering at my uterus, even when it's not my period.
Pain with sex?
Speak up. Actually, it's all terrible.
If you have painful periods, pelvic pain in between periods, or pain with sex, ask your gynecologist if it could be endometriosis. 1 in 10 women have it, yet many don't know it. Learn more at speakendo.com.
All right, so there you have it. That's the commercial.
Yes.
A lot of information going out there, potentially trying to steer people who might identify with what's coming across to where and to do what.
Let's start here. The reason why this question is actually personable to me and Ross, because it's what my wife suffered with, and even a little step farther.
Yep.
And what your wife suffered with.
And her mother.
It's how I actually even met Ross that way.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's really funny how that all started about, though. So endometriosis is a very intimate, personal issue for us as families. Okay, because it can lead to not only infertility, it can lead to cancer. And I totally agree with all the medical stats. I really do, because they talk about how endometriosis can actually evolve into cancer. Totally agree. I agree with the fact that endometriosis can actually result in higher results of breast cancer. Totally agree.
Sure.
Okay, so medical statistics on that are spot on. 1 out of 10, like they said, spot on. And I believe, like they said, even more have it and don't know. But the reason why all that stats are true and why they're so bad is because the current level thinking of hormones. It's like when there's a debate of having a mammogram at 40 or 50 years old. If you're thinking about breast health and concerned about breast cancer, by the time you're 40, 50 years old,
Too late.
and you start cycling at 15 years old,
Wow, that's good.
You're 25 years too late to be thinking
Yeah,
about breast
20.
cancer. Okay? Endometriosis, here's what happens, young ladies, or even if you're older, okay, even if you're cycling. Think of it this way. Endometriosis is a developed condition. It's not genetic. It's actually developed. That's why it can be undeveloped that way.
That's
just like,
interesting.
and I did with your wife,
Yes.
just like I did with my wife that way, okay?
Yep.
So the idea, for example, is this. Now, we know there's some commonalities between the condition because each woman has a different factor throwing off her hormones, but we know that the estrogens get out of control.
That's good.
We know that the progesterone gets out of control. We know, for example, that the DHT, the testosterone, gets out of control.
Yep.
So therefore, step number 1, get tested. It's why the Wellness Way model has always been about this. There's offices all over the country.
Sure.
The first thing I did with your wife,
Tested
her.
Absolutely.
I have not changed these principles in 20 years.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because they're universal. Do you Sam?
I've got a question for you. It's not a squirrel moment
ahead.
here because, there's this end to endo movement, right? So you can go to their website and everything, and they're asking people who potentially have symptoms to come in and to do testing, whether it's through saliva or blood. But then the question is, are you doing genetic testing? And they actually begin to describe the study of being able to paint the picture of the genes that potentially carry this stuff. So you're saying it isn't a genetic issue?
No, it's not. Here, let me think about this. Let me ask you a question. Is your uterus genetically programmed for normal or abnormal? Not yours, your wife.
I'm just going to say. Say it again.
Is your uterus genetically programmed to function normally or abnormally?
Normally.
Is your breast tissue, is your heart, is your brain? See, this whole idea, for example, that we are genetically programmed for disease is actually the biggest fallacy in the planet. You're actually genetically programmed for health. Now, Jerome, your genes can respond to a stressor and not go in the direction that you want to go.
So when they talk about, genetic trends between women,
Yep.
really what you're really wanting to get, the trend is dysfunctional living.
Yes. Well, no, it's
Sassy
actually,
living, if you would call it,
actually
yeah.
adding stressors to the body
Yes.
that get the body to respond to survive.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because once again, if you could not adapt and survive a stressor, you would die instantaneously. Let me give you an example.
This is
if
good.
If it was January 15th and 30 below zero, and we went outside with just shorts and no shoes on, which we have, guess what happens? Your body automatically, genetically does this. Says, I'm going to pool. Now that my body's under stress, I'm going to pool all that blood to my core.
Yep, keep it
And if I
warm.
stay out there long enough, my body will even let my fingers and toes die.
That's why you shiver.
Was that actually, was that dumb or smart of the body?
Smart.
Extremely smart. It's about survival.
Yes.
So that's the big fallacy that medicine, why they're always changing their approach. And here, now, guess what? The genetics, and then it's this. And remember, it was pharmacology before, and it was virology, and there was all this, and they're always coming from a mistake because they're always thinking the body's making mistakes. The body doesn't make mistakes.
It's the person that puts,
My
like you said,
body
the
and
outside
my wife's
stressors.
body and your wife's body was responding to the massive stressors, and the body's trying to survive.
Yes.
And if it's survived by developing endometriosis, it's better than dying.
Yes.
And I know it's a concept that's hard for people to get, but you gotta remember, if my fingers and toes go blue and I lose them,
You
it
can
wasn't
still live.
stupid. Your heart is more important than your fingers.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying? So this whole concept, because once again, I love this. It's like your genes are meant for your body to express its response. Give it bad responses, it's going to respond the way it's genetically programmed to do.
Sure.
That's why I kind of love when they talk about the breast cancer gene. There's a lot of people with breast cancer gene. Unless your estrogen levels go crazy. Here, why is it when you get breast cancer, number one thing they put you on is a estrogen-lowering drug for 5 years automatically that way? They don't put you on a gene-changing drug. This whole idea of manipulating genes is just ridiculous.
Well, don't you think it's that people do find a little bit of comfort? Once again, as we've always said, if I can say that this is genetic, then I don't have to take personal responsibility for changing my lifestyle to correct it.
Who does it put control into?
The doctor's hands. Absolutely.
They love that.
Yeah.
They love it. It's like, oh my goodness, I walk in, everything's fine. It's like, oh my goodness.
Choir of
Well,
angels.
But let's do this. They've changed their premises and they started a gene thing a long time ago. How are we doing?
It's horrible.
How are we doing? Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, guess what? How are we doing?
Do you think they really, behind the scenes, if it wasn't like for Big Pharma and another agenda, do you think they know the truth?
Oh, I can tell you that for sure. Here's what happens. I talk to doctors, medical doctors in their field constantly on a weekly basis from all over the world. And what happens is this. What has become, we've ran into this whole situation where, once again, they actually are consumer driven. Let me explain that. They cave to what the insurance company does based on them getting paid. And do you want something? Do you understand if a doctor goes outside the norm and something goes wrong, they get sued and they could lose their license? If a doctor does everything the way they're supposed to protocol-wise and a person dies, everything's fine.
Yep.
Do you see what I'm saying? See, so the idea is, for example, they're actually strong-armed. The one people I don't like, and I said, and I'll go ahead and debate any of them that they want to that way, is the people that speak so confidently about things they know very little about, but because they have a doctor, and I've talked to these doctors, and I literally have had conversations, I know what our next question is that way, about even the vaccine issue.
Yes.
I'm like, hey, do me a favor, let's have a discussion. Do you know the contraindications? Do you know actually the ingredients? And actually, do you know all the safety studies? No. Then guess what? Everything you're going to do is just repeat what you're taught.
Yes.
That's what parents do. See what I'm saying? So this whole concept of these things with these doctors, and I can honestly tell you, the people I meet are actually very open. The only people that don't like me are the people that won't talk to me. And what I mean by that is there's doctors on my page and things like that, and we get trolls that purposely go on our page and post stuff that way, and I leave it up there. because I love it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no joke. Actually, no joke. Literally, we did that pet one on Saturday. Man, people have been just ticked off on some of the things that Cheryl said and stuff like that. It's like, and you're talking about a dog, okay? We love animals, but it's a dog. And you guys are fighting on the internet about a harness or a collar, and I'm like, dude, check your medication, man. You gotta really you got bigger problems if you guys are fighting on the internet about a harness and a collar,
right?
And stuff like that. And I know someone's gonna comment on this about that, comment on that.
Animal cruelty.
It's like, dude, I know you're a keyboard ninja and you're probably sitting in the basement in your underwear, but come and have a conversation.
Yeah, that's
do you understand?
Yep.
It's like, have a conversation with that way. Don't post something. Even though I leave it up there because I want to see people battle back and forth. Because unlike other people, I like people actually having discussions. I don't like disrespect because that drives me nuts, and I'll delete stuff like that. But if you can disagree, you know what I'm saying? But the end result is this, is going, where are we with endometriosis? It used to not be 1 in 10. Guess what? I guarantee you, 20 years from now, it'll be 2 or 3 to 10.
Do you really think it's actually more than 1 in 10?
Oh, but I agree with the commercial.
Right now.
I agree with the commercial. It's bigger than 1 in 10.
Yeah, if people really got tested properly, they would probably see that number rise.
I agree with the medical commercial. I don't agree
Imagine
with their
that,
pathway.
ladies and gentlemen.
I agree. There's so much undiagnosed. Well, once again, and Dr. Shannon Pierce talked about this intensely. 30 million known people are known to have a thyroid problem. There's probably another 30 million to have no clue.
No clue.
I agree with Dr. Shannon intensely on that. You know what I'm saying? And once again, because clinically, do you know how many people honestly come into our office and have no idea they have a thyroid problem? I'm telling you, probably half the people. So when they say 30 million that know that they have a problem, and 30 million means there's 30 million that are treatment.
Right.
That means probably another 30 million have no clue, and they come thinking they have something else wrong, and they're like, holy crap, thyroid's horrible. Okay? So yeah.
Well, you're just trying to scare us with numbers. No, it's just the truth of where we're at today.
No, and I agree
Yeah,
with medical
I know.
stats that way when it comes about 1 in 10. Like I said, I even agree that they think there's more than that. I really do, because do you know how many unknown conditions that come in that women have no idea that they have?
Yes.
But here's the whole point. You wrap this up on this question. Ladies, by the time you got it, you've been sick for years. I don't care if you just started getting cramps. I don't care if your menstruation just changed. It's been building up. Your body's been being sick for years. And the end stage of that is now endometriosis. Do you see what I'm saying? It started with a little thickness and grew to where now it's measurable that way. It's no different than a tumor. That's why you ever look that endometriosis is a very common factor. Those women get older, they end up with cancer.
Sure.
Just like your mother-in-law. Do you see?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're saying that's why these things need to be addressed. And just by scraping off the uterus, which has been done, I mean, I literally had a woman, she's down, actually her name is Tracy, she lives down in Appleton. First, she came here for fertility purposes. Get this, she had endometriosis so bad, they scraped the uterus, said go home and have sex, because try to get pregnant. They did that like 6 times in a row. And I'm like, why don't we just get your uterus back to normal? And we did, now she has 3 kids, and it's like 10 years later now.
How can that be? I mean, scraping of the uterus and then go home and have sex. That
That's
makes no
common,
sense to me.
guys. That
makes no sense to me.
I know, because you now live in this world. I get there's a lot of women going, yeah, I've had that done. That's not a joke. See, that's why I tell people, I invite you, come sit with our doctors. Go to one of our doctor's offices and sit there in a day, and you wonder why we're so passionate about this. You saying?
Yep.
And women's healthcare is getting worse. It's getting worse. It's getting scary out there, ladies.
Yeah.
Man, I know, and it's so easy to talk about women because of the abuse that I see medically with them. That's the abuse I see with their healthcare that way, and it's like, and you know something? We got to stop it.
Yes. Even speaking about that, you know, there's been a conversation that's been kind of taking place that I've been hearing a little bit here and there. So the reason why I'm bringing this question to the table today, because I know it's a topic right now that we end up dealing with, and it does focus on the vaccine. And apparently we do have a live vaccine question too that we'll get here in 2 months. Just maybe text me the question.
Okay.
And but right now, you know, we're back into the ramp up for school.
Okay.
And I think that, you know, moms, when they start to get dialed in, when they start to really say, you know what, no, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to do that.
Because they became educated.
That's, you know, where we're at with vaccinations,
Yes.
because schools right now are wanting information. They want you to sign off on, and I'm just saying, as of July 18, 2018, all 50 states and DC require vaccinations for X amount of, you know, diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis, and polio. So what do you say to the mothers out there that are struggling with having to provide documentation to their school to say, I have not vaccinated my children, nor will I?
Well, you got to remember, that's actually a lie. What you just read is a lie. I see it right there.
Yep.
It's a lie.
Okay.
Okay.
But people will take this as gospel.
Well, they do, because the people that wrote it are the people that make the money off it.
Yes.
It's not a joke. Dr. Sherry Tenpenny said it amazingly. It's all about money. You understand? So let's start here. The reason why I say it's a lie is because if you're in Wisconsin or a majority of other states with the exception of California, Mississippi, and I think 2 others that way, you have philosophical exemption. You just check the box that says it's not happening.
Yes.
That's it. End of discussion. No, schools require it. No, they don't. There's only a couple states that you need beyond philosophical
But don't they
exemption.
strong arm you? They use fear tactics, you know.
Well, remember, medicine equates to fear. The reason why, and Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, I'm going to quote her again, said this, people vaccinate because of fear. People don't vaccinate because of education.
That's really good.
It's a great quote.
That's a great
Do you
quote.
understand? And also go to here, nvic.org. Once again, all the state laws are written out there and how to handle it that way. National Vaccine Information Center. Go check it out. So it's this concept that they're going to force my child, they need it that way. They cannot, guys. Medicine does not own you. They're trying to. And don't get me wrong, Republican or Democrat, even Wisconsin, they're all moronic. They're all paid off.
Yeah.
Guys, you guys know I love politics. You know I'm involved in politics. You know it's one of my backgrounds in my education. But the idea is this, I don't care what party you are, once again, they're all bought off. You're saying, how do you think they raise money for their campaigns? Do you know what I'm saying? Once again, and see, I think the only person that I really love is Dr. Ron Paul. He's a medical doctor, he was an OB. And he's so against all that stuff because, once again, freedom of liberty, personal choice.
Yes.
People start messing with your choices, they're not protecting you.
Okay, so let's look at choice. We have a viewer who is
Yes.
sending a question in because she's asking for your opinion, your advice.
Yep.
Jamie Seaton, my daughter has her 5-year-old checkup today and is supposed to get the DTP shot and also polio.
Jamie, why are you having a 5-year-old checkup?
You have to.
No, you don't. Since
Oh,
when do you have
Nancy just said, well, but you have to.
Yeah, when do you have to have a checkup?
My kids haven't had a checkup in years.
Sure they have, they come here all the time.
Exactly.
No, I'm not joking. But what the idea that, for example,
Why do you
that,
need a pediatrician?
pediatricians are the most useless doctor on the planet. They're by far, I've just shown that. Pediatricians are by far the most
Yes.
useless. They were created for vaccines. That's all they were. Do you understand? I mean this, no joke, Jamie.
Jamie, yep.
Think about this. Go and ask your doctor before he does anything. Say, Doc, tell me what a well baby is. Tell me what a healthy child is. What they're going to look for is this. They're going to examine her for some diseases, look in her ears, do some things like that. The main purpose of your checkup isn't a well baby checkup, isn't checking your 5-year-old to see if she's healthy.
See if
It's to
she's
give
sick.
you a vaccine.
Yeah,
Do you see what I'm saying? Guess what? My 15-year-old, my 11-year-old, my 8, almost 9-year-old, my 5-year-old, guess where their checkups have been?
right here.
Do you see what I'm saying? See, so ideas, that's why people, but people want to do it. They want to live in a world and they want to fight that world. You're going to walk into a doctor that says, once again, I'm going to give you massive poisonous vaccines, and it happens, like, you have to listen to them. It's your child. Once again, find good practitioners.
So
You know what I'm
if
saying?
this mother is saying, you know, maybe she's got a little bit of hesitation now. Maybe she's becoming that educated parent
Yeah.
that maybe just says, I don't want to do this to my children anymore.
Right.
She's probably, I'm supposed to. She can go in there with authority. She doesn't
Yeah.
even have to go. She could probably just cancel the appointment.
Well, but on top of it, go let them look in their ears and look in their nose and mouth and have them, listen to their heart and lungs and say, okay, see you later.
Yep, no vaccines.
Yeah, my goodness. Well, and they're going to pressure you.
Yes, they
You're
will.
the consumer. They provide a service. Tell them shut the heck up. No, shut the hell up.
Yeah, when it comes to that,
They
absolutely.
don't own your child. They don't own you. I'm not joking, guys. The minute a doctor actually speaks to you that way, you punch him right in the face.
Absolutely.
You dare tell me what to do with my child. When saying I come to you for advice, not control.
Yep.
I love it. I love how women are like, I don't like controlling husbands. Your pediatricians are more controlling than ever husband ever would be. They guilt you into more things than any bad person would in the first place.
True story. I'm telling you,
Sorry,
that's
that's what
exactly
happens.
what happened when my wife gave birth to my daughter.
remember.
The next day, our pediatrician came in wanting to push a shot. She wasn't even at the proper weight to get the shot, and boy, did they.
But Leslie was
She knew.
so amazing at this.
Yeah.
She had her information ready. Remember,
Yep.
she had her
Oh, she-
computer?
yep.
And she turned her computer to the doctor and said, really, what about this?
Yep. And she got ticked.
They were irate. Because, why? Because Leslie was a smart, educated woman.
That's right. Woman,
Sam?
yep. I
And
feel
so
like
what
it's
happens
women
is
at time.
Yeah, but what happens is this. See, but what we do is we actually get feared because, once again,
Yeah.
and here's what happens. I love when doctors say this.
Guilted.
I love when doctors say this. They'll say, Well, we're gonna cover a show with this. Things doctors say to patients that make no sense. They'll say, well, you believe everything you read on the internet? I'm like, yeah, you believe a fake blonde-haired bimbo that walks in and actually wearing a miniskirt to tell you what to take and tell you what to give patients. You think I'm joking? You get paid $40,000 by Blue Cross Blue Shield extra a year by making sure you have a certain amount of people vaccinated. So don't give me this aspect that, oh, well, you believe what you read? Yeah, I'd actually take a person over what they read than listening to somebody.
Yep.
I have never, in 20 years, and owning practices over the country and dealt with people all over the world, have ever feared, have ever talked to people. I said a mom told me it yesterday, that when she walks in here, she never feels fear. She walks out knowing more than she did when she walked in.
Yes.
Because it gave her freedom of choice and empowered her as a mother,
That's
empowered
right.
her as a wife. Do you
That's
understand?
right. So to the parents that are wanting to, they're having to fill out all these forms for the up-and-coming enrollment, they can check off
That's right.
philosophical
Philosophical
reasons,
exemption.
and,
Guys,
and boom,
doctors
done.
don't own you.
That's right.
Now, I know we're a couple minutes over, but we got to give away a free book.
That's right.
Who's
Let's do it.
Who's the top 5 names that got it, Nancy?
Laura, Rachel, Christina, Ellie, and Amy.
Okay, you guys, why don't you do this? Why don't you why don't you pull a quick drawing and we'll see who wins the book, and I will sign it personally that way. And then why don't you? We're gonna see. The nice thing is we're out of this, man.
That's
we're
right.
Out of this right
It
here.
ain't me that's in it this time. I'm
so
already
they're
in
gonna do
trouble
the drawing
because of
real
the
quick.
Hawaii
We're gonna go
giveaway.
over a couple minutes here, but what do you got there? All right, Brandon, pick it. What do we got?
Laura Chalel.
Laura
Laura
Chalel.
Chalele.
Chalele.
We're going to go with Laura Chalel. Congratulations.
Laura
Do us-
C.
Yeah, do us a favor.
I
and
will actually personally
direct
write a message.
message.
Thank you for watching
That's
that
right.
way. Now we got to give away the other book.
Yeah.
What's that?
Let's do it. Let's give it to Jamie, since she actually took a step out and saying, hey, I'm supposed to go.
You got it, Jamie.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was great.
Let
for
us
you to
know
go
what
there.
you do today, by the way. Jamie, it would be great to know that if you, on this 5-year checkup, what you do. And there'll be no judgment, but just, there was obviously a reason why you reached out
Yep.
and asked. So just remember, you
Well,
go in
and
there.
Just remember, you're the mom.
You're the mom.
You're the mom.
Absolutely. Don't let them
You do
dictate.
what you feels right. You walk in there. If you're uncomfortable, you tell them you're uncomfortable. You do what's right.
Exactly.
You say, do not let them fear you. Do not let them give you bogus stats and stuff
right.
like that. So Jamie, and then we got Laura.
Laura Chalel and Jamie C.
Lori, sorry about that.
Sorry.
Lori.
My bad.
Stuff. So we got Lori.
Beautiful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for tuning in for another amazing episode, Raw and Unscripted, with Dr. Patrick Flynn, the Hormone Whisperer, and myself, Ross Skorzewski. We look forward to doing life with you next Tuesday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time.